Okay, what is the purpose of a recovery run? Now, for every single workout you do, whether it's a recovery run, an easy run, an interval session, a long run, or a workout in the gym, or a yoga session, you've got to always ask yourself, what is the purpose of this activity? For a recovery run, the purpose of a recovery run is very simply to feel more recovered, more fresh at the end of the run than at the start. That's the purpose. And it doesn't matter how slow you go, whether that's a walk run or whether it's a super slow run. Usually, the biggest mistake that I see, whatever your experience level in running, the biggest mistake that I see is that people run their recovery runs and their easy runs too fast. And what that means is that in the week and in the training schedule, that they're not fresh enough to hit the interval session and the long run hard enough and strong enough to gain the super compensation, to gain the improvement needed in order to improve over the weeks and get as race ready as possible to hit your personal best out of the park. So it's having the discipline in your recovery run to realize that this is not about pace. This is about recovering, my body recovering as well as it possibly can, as full as it possibly can, so I feel fresher at the end of this recovery run, so that tomorrow's easy run, I feel even fresher, there's no soreness, and I'm ready to run a little bit faster. But again, with easy run, it's not about the pace, so that you feel even fresher at the end of that easy run, and then it's onto either a interval session or a long run. That's simple. So usually you would have a recovery run either the day after an interval session or a long run, or the day after that. Now my typical schedule will be 6 days out of 7 running. Wednesday will be an interval session, Sunday will be a long run, and there's a gap between there because the interval session for me is the hardest session. It should be the hardest session of the week. Long run, you're usually kind of focused and steady for a portion of that long run, but that's more kind of long, slow distance, and it's more building your endurance. So usually the day after a long run, it's quite easy for me to go out there and do a recovery run. Usually my rest day is on a Thursday because the interval session has taken the most out of my body. So that recovery run comes on a Friday, and then an easy run on a Saturday, and then long run on a Sunday, and then recovery run again on a Monday. And those recovery runs, I've got to assess my body. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm assessing my body. Where am I up to? How much did that interval session or long run take out of my body? Is there any tightness or soreness anywhere in the body that I need to take care of? You need to realize that after, usually you're fine because you've built up a level of freshness through the recovery run and the easy run, ready to go fast in the interval session, ready to go far in the long run. Usually you don't have any problems. There's not so much injury risk when you're running fast, because if you've got to an experienced level, you know how to control those sessions. Usually you're at an injury risk the day after or the day after that. So in the 2 days after an interval session or a long run, those are the days that you've got to take care of your body. And that's why a recovery run is equally as important as all the other runs in the weekly schedule. So what I ask myself is, how's my body? Do I need to go out and walk, first of all? And so I will walk for the first 500 meters, about 5 minutes walking. And I'll figure out, okay, calves are a bit tight. I can feel my glutes, they're a bit tight, my hamstrings are a bit tight. And then I'll start to jog as slow as I possibly can. Now for most people, that would look so slow. But when you've kind of been to races and sort of been running with the Kenyans and Ethiopians, and you've seen just how slow they go on the easy days, then you realize that actually if they can run 202, 204, 205, and you're running what you're running, then obviously the recovery run is all about sort of letting the body recover, nothing to do with pace. The biggest mistake that people make is running their recovery runs and their easy runs too quick, putting too much effort in. You want to be in zone 1. So if you're at that level where you've been and done a lactate threshold test, you understand you understand your zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, and you have a good understanding that it's a good day. Recovery run and easy run is a good day to wear the watch and monitor your heart rate, and just make sure that, for me, for instance, that's below 130 beats on a recovery run and below 140 beats on an easy run. So super important to get those things right. Super important to slow down on your recovery runs. Check out the body. For me, it's like almost like an MOT check. How's the body feeling? It's usually not on the heart and lungs. The heart and lungs, can cope with these sessions and can cope with heavy efforts. It's on the body, it's on the muscles, the joints, the ligaments. How are you feeling? And are you ready to kind of freshen up the body? And then again, the easy run on the next day to freshen up the body some more, ready to go fast on the Wednesday, ready to go far on the Sunday. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. And usually the key is slow down on your recovery runs and easy runs so that you can then put the effort in where it really counts, interval run, and the long run day to get that super compensation. Good luck.